Night number 6 of the ISCS Week of Speed, and we are finishing it out at the house that Fred Brownfield built, also known as the Grays Harbor Raceway. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to today's video. First off, hope you're all having a great day today. It's been a long week. Speed weeks are always tiring. We've made it through. We got one night left just to keep the car in one piece, have a solid finish, and possibly win a Speed Week title. We are 12 points out of the lead, tied for second right now. Anything can happen. We've seen it. Guys have been leading the race and then flipped. Or, you know, we've seen guys that have started in the back and charged all the way to the front and had a chance at winning. So like I said, anything can happen during these speed weeks. It's intense and it's been very, very tiring. I almost just took a nap. I've been yawning all day. We actually just watched the quarter midgets. There's a little track way over that way, right on the other side of this fence, and we just watched, and it was so cool. I got to meet a ton of fans. I'll put a picture up on the screen of me with everyone. It was so much fun, and just sitting out there was so cool. It's just a little tiny racetrack, and they were just flying. I'll actually play a clip. It was really funny. The novice, the beginning class, it took them like 20 minutes, not actually, but it took them a long time to get lined up, and then once they lined up, they all crashed. Here's the clip.
I don't think you would, but...
So we had fun doing that. Thank you to everyone who invited me over there just to go watch. It was really cool. Grays Harbor Raceway, big 3/8 mile, and it's so much fun. There's a jump getting into turns 3 and 4, and I hit it every single time I run the bottom. It's kind of hard to get around it, but right when you hit it, it just plants right on the left rear and you can get right through the corner. It's really cool. Last and final night of Speed Week, and I'm excited to get into it. Let's see if we can get our first career win. We were really fast last night. Just need to eliminate just a few mistakes and we're gonna be ready to be on top. Anyway guys, let's get into the night. It's gonna be a good one. Qualifying's over. Night number 2 here at Grays Harbor. Went much better than the first one in qualifying. So I was so surprised. I got out of the car and I was hoping that they would say I was 4th, 5th, 6th, because I really didn't feel that great. I had some good laps, but I really don't know where that shakes us up, because last night I felt really good and I was 6th. So tonight I got out and they're like, you're P1 in your group. I was surprised. I looked at her, my mom, and I'm like, there's no way, you're like, it's wrong. And I guess we were P1 in our group, so really good start. Now we just gotta pass some cars in the heat race. It was weird out there. So the track was like kind of hooked up in 1 and 2, 3 and 4 slicked off, but the big, like we have the semis tonight, and they made this big old little mud spot down in the middle of 3. And so you had to miss that, and if you hit it, you get super mega tight. But if you miss it, you were super fast. So I guess we ended up P1. Good start off to the night. Also, I do want to say something. I don't mean to jinx us, but today is 8/18/18, because 2018 is the 18th of the month, and it's the 8th month. Maybe it's the 18 T's day. Never know. All right, so now time to move on for the heat race. We're gonna be starting 3rd row outside. Not gonna lie, I am feeling a little bit tired. I just yawned a bunch. But anyway, we're heading out for the heat race right now. I start 6th, so I really gotta pass 2 cars to be in the redraw. If I pass 1, I should be in the show. If I stay where I'm at, I could be in the show, but it all just depends on how everyone else does. But to have a good night, we really need to do good here in this heat race. It's crucial. I need to get a good start and pass guys early, especially when you get on these bigger tracks. You know, it's a 3/8 mile, so it's pretty big, but it's not like a half mile or anything. But once they spread out, it gets even tougher and tougher to pass. So we're heading out right now, getting ready to get pushed up for the first heat race. I think they might have just thrown some water on it. We have those big rigs tonight, so that always kind of throws a twist into what the track does. So time to head out right now. Let's see if we can, you know, go 6th to 3rd, 6th to 2nd, 6th to 1st, or 6th to 4th, see if we can get in the redraw. race is over. That was kind of frustrating. So started 6th, finished 5th. We didn't make the redraw. Just, I don't know, I don't want to complain anymore about their point format, because if you watch the first 5 vlogs before this of ISCS and Speedweek, I said a lot about their format. I'm not a fan. It puts people who qualify good in a harder predicament than people who don't qualify good. If I qualify 6th in my group, heck, I would have been way better off tonight to be 6th, win the heat race like last night, and I'd be 9th, probably starting 9th. Now tonight, we're gonna be starting 13th. So track was so hooked up, they watered it like actually a ton before the first heat race, and since I was the first one to go out, it didn't really blow off. We were the guys that had to blow it off, you know? And it just wasn't that great. So now we're gonna start 13th in the feature. The other frustrating thing about it is I was so close to getting 4th, and if I get 4th, I think I would have been in the redraw, but even maybe then, I don't know, it would have been close. Just because passing points and finishing points are so key, because in the heat race, you get so many more points than qualifying. So it just goes both ways. I was so close to getting 4th at the line, but it is what it is. The track was so fast in the heat races because they watered it. I guess it was faster than qualifying. That just goes to show you. I mean, I was pulling tear-offs left and right. Here's a look at my helmet after the heat. It just didn't slick off at all, just how much they watered it, and they put those big trucks out there. So it is what it is. I'm gonna try to show you guys the track soon. Now we just gotta work from the back. We're usually the hard charger. We don't win, we just hard charger all the time. So gonna be heading out in about 2 hours. We're gonna watch those big trucker guys go out and just be a fun night. We are down here in turns 3 and 4, and they are doing exactly what they need to do, and that is clean off this top lane. Last night we were able to run up maybe middle, not all the way up, because down here it flattens off a little bit and there's not as much to lean on. Down in 1 and 2 last night, it was awesome. You could run the top, it could hold you. Great track last night. Tonight, just they threw so much water on it. It has a lot of grip. I mean, it's still a hard surface, and those semi trucks, they kind of help us out because I think they made it even harder. But yeah, I mean, the fans love those guys. It's insane. If you just want a big stacked crowd, bring semi trucks. I mean, I bet this place is packed for the Outlaws too. I'm not saying it's not. An Outlaw show would be awesome here, but the fans just love those guys. They honk their horns, and all they do is make a little smoke and maybe some side-by-side racing. I'm pretty sure all that's rigged anyway. They just pull a pill to see who wins. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But here's a look at 3 and 4. And one more thing I wanted to talk about is the qualifying heat race format. I know I've been talking about it and ranting, but I thought there's just a few more things I wanted to say. So with the format, I'm not saying people are sandbagging or anything, but you'd be better off just to qualify 6th and then win the heat race, and you might even be in the redraw. Sometimes you'll make it, sometimes you won't. And I just wanted to say in racing, you don't ever want to sandbag. At Red Bluff, Cycleland, most of these tracks, they have the format set up where qualifying is everything. In this format, it just isn't. I've never thought about sandbagging until coming to ISCS. Like some nights I was like, man, maybe it'd be better off to go a little slower, start 4th, or start the best place is 2nd, because if you start 2nd and then you win your heat race, you're pretty much always in, because you get a few extra passing points, better finishing points. But here's one last look at 3 and 4. I don't want to rant any much more. I just thought I would say that. You know, in racing, I don't think you should ever be sandbagging. I'm not saying people are. I think with formats, that should always be you should have to race as hard as you can every single time you're on the racetrack. With this format, I just don't see that. I don't see it at all. It's better to go 5th or 6th quick. With that being said though, I hope Grays Harbor Raceway widens out a little bit. I would go down there, but I think Carly has the quad and I don't feel like walking all the way across this racetrack. Anyway, we're gonna start 13th in tonight's feature. One more thing I'm gonna note, we were 2nd fastest overall throughout the week. So how it works is you add up all of our times from every single night we went out and qualified. We had the 2nd lowest time, so you add them all up. I think Tyler Thompson was first. He had maybe a half a second on us, and then it was us and I think Kinzer Cox. So we were fast all week long and we always qualified great. So just shows we had good, we just never really made the redraw. It is what it is, but now time to head out for the A-main event here soon. Our last feature of a long week, 7 races, 8 days. We've had some good finishes, 3 podiums in the last 7 races, and I think we have a few more top 5s in that. So we've been good. I just want to finish on a high note. We start probably the deepest we've been all week, actually besides Cottage Grove Speedway. So 13th, if we could get up to 5th, podium would be really awesome. It's just the track, what they've given us tonight is not last night. It's tough to pass. It's slicking off quick, and honestly, I think the rubber might be coming in. I'm not sure. You know, it's getting slick so quick. All I can see is, you know, maybe the last 10 laps of the feature, the rubber will just be there. So if it is, that actually wouldn't be a bad thing, because a lot of these guys haven't seen rubber. They don't even know what it's like, and it's just a whole new ball game in a sprint car compared to a go-kart or outlaw kart, flat kart, all those things. So it's gonna be fun. We're heading out now. Let's see if we can just come home with a good finish, keep the car in one piece, and see maybe a win, maybe top 3, top 5. That would all be good. I'd be happy with that, and then load it up and head home and try again next weekend. So let's head out now. our third place finish so far in the last 3 nights. I thought tonight might have been our night. We still had a great finish. I just want to tell you guys, because the sprint car is so much different than the outlaw cart, you know, the rubber and all that. And it was rubber tonight. Right now, I mean, we had our wing all the way trunk. Look at that, almost all the way back. I left just a little bit because I was scared if I went all the way back, it'd be too tight, because I was on the edge of being too tight, but I wanted to get a lot of drive off the corner. So early on, I think maybe 5-6 laps in, it was super weird. There was a ton of grip, and I was just rolling the bottom. I think I gained 4 or 5 spots. That next restart, it was almost like there was a ton of rubber. I don't know what happened, but it just instantly showed up. I literally thought that maybe Carly forgot to tighten my right front shock or something.
What?
No, I'm just saying, like, it was weird. It felt like that right front shock wasn't there or something. I went in the corner, and I was tighter than tight. All of a sudden, random. It was just out of nowhere. The rubber came in. It was crazy. And so and then it happened again. I got really, really tight. And so finally I was like, you know, I moved my wing a little forward, and then I ended up having to move it back just to get more drive, and I figured out it was probably just rubber. So I had to drive it way harder than I ever had to drive it when there was a lot of grip. So that was crazy for me. It was grippy on the bottom, not a ton of grip, but there was some, and then all of a sudden there was just rubber. It just popped up that quick. Glad with our 3rd place finish, had a great week. We never had a big standout night, like I said. I mean, we had great finishes overall, just a ton of consistency. And we ended up coming home with the 3rd place finish. I'll take it. And now, time to head on, go home, have an off weekend next weekend, and we'll be good to go. And then back to some outlaw kart racing and hopefully some more sprint car racing too. Everything's all loaded up. I'm pretty sure it's almost 1 in the morning. We've been talking with fans here for a few hours. It's been a ton of fun. Got to meet a ton of people here in Grays Harbor. There's some cool fans here. I mean, just everyone with the club and the quarter midgets and just people around here. Everyone's super, super nice, and they love what they do, and they all love racing. That's what I like. It's awesome up here. Can't wait to come back. The wing is trunk, guys. It was a really, really fun night at Grays Harbor. Came home with another 3rd podium finish. Sold some merchandise, got to meet a lot of people, like I said, and I want to open up some fan mail before the night's over. This right here, Kenzie Cooley. I'm gonna open this up. It's gonna be good. Live fan mail opening right here. Your mom, Kenzie, your mom stopped by and said, open on camera, delivered it. So we got a DSU lanyard, and then it's got the 18T down here. Tanner Holmes sprint car. Also, they gave me one of their stickers, so I'm pretty sure their numbers are 57, so we got the 57 right here. And then we got from Brantley Cooley right here, a Pee Wee driver, number 44. Shout out to you and Kenzie. Thank you so much for the fan mail. And look, this is so sick how we wrote this. And then also, an awesome drawing, Rip the Lip. That's right, everyone. You're watching this video? Make sure you're out there ripping the lip, your outlaw cart, quarter midget, whatever you drive. Just have fun out there. And then also, some kids made some posters. So here's this 18T. Tanner Holmes. These guys all race quarter midgets that made these, and then drew a little picture right here of my car. So thank you guys so much. This one's from Destry Miller and his buddies, Zach Ryle. And they're big fans of me, so I really, really appreciate it. Destry Miller, Zach, you got Kenzie, Brantley. Thank you so much for all the fan art and just awesome. I'm gonna hang all these up on the wall. Thank you for the lanyard. Awesome, awesome stuff. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sad Speed Week's over. Like, it's kind of a long week. You know, you have to pace yourself. That's the first #1 thing. And this video is going to be really long, but just frustrating and non-frustrating nights. You know, some parts are frustrating. And also, I want to say, like, I know I complained about the format a lot in this video, but the only reason I'm doing that is just because I want to see the sport get better, and I want to see ISCS get better. I mean, I'm not saying they're doing a bad job by any means. I mean, they had a great first year, and to have 19 cars do all 6 races, I mean, it's really tough to start up a touring series, especially out here on the West Coast, where there's just sprint car racing. I'm not saying it's dying, but you know, it's tough to get 360s and 410s and all that. So when you come to a limited, there's a lot of people that are jumping on board and they like it. And I think that's one of the reasons why ISCS is successful. There's a lot that goes into that, you know, the ISCS deal, but a lot of limiteds, and there was a lot of people that also just ran like 3 or 4 nights, and that's why we had such a big car count. I mean, 32 cars at Grays Harbor both nights, awesome. I mean, this place, you know, they don't see that many car counts unless it's like a big ASCS National or World of Outlaw show here. You know, it's really, really cool to see the car count up like that. But anyway, thank you so much everyone for the fan mail. Send it to P.O. Box, link in the description below. And yeah, like I said, Speed Week's over. I'm sad it's over, but at the same time, we're gonna get rest, and now it's time to start our sleep week. Anyway, Carly's birthday's coming up. We're gonna be relaxing and just hanging out. No racing this next weekend. But anyway, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Let me know how you guys like our Speed Week videos. I mean, 3 podiums. Didn't get the hard charger tonight. I mean, we were tied. We both, me and or someone else and I both passed like 10 cars in the feature, so we both got tied for the award. But we also got that award at Cottage Grove. So just overall, great week. Had like, what, 4 podiums, 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s, 7 races, 8 days. It was a ton of fun, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Deuces.